Hey there, Angular folks, and welcome back. I recently published a tutorial on using Zod validation with Angular signal forms, and it worked perfectly. But a Reddit member politely pointed out that I over-engineered the entire thing. In that video, I manually wired schema validation, mapping errors, handling success states, translating field names, only to learn that Angular already ships a built-in helper specifically designed for schema validators like Zod. And yes, I completely missed it. So today, we're fixing that. We're deleting a lot of code, switching to the right API, and making Zod validation in signal forms almost embarrassingly simple. Stick around to the end because the final solution is shockingly clean. Let's start by looking at what the app does right now. This is a simple sign-up form that's already been updated to use the new Signal Forms API. If I try to submit the form, immediately we get validation errors for both fields. Those errors are coming from a Zod schema that's currently wired into our signal form. Now I'll enter a valid username and a valid email. And notice the errors disappear automatically. That's a good sign. When I submit the form again, it actually submits the data, which we can confirm with this console log here. So functionally, everything works. And that's exactly why this problem is sneaky. The implementation can be much cleaner. Let's switch over to the code. Let's look at the schema file first. Here, we're importing Z from Zod, which gives us access to the schema API. We then define our validation schema. We've got a username field with a minimum length and a regular expression constraint. And then we have an email field that uses Zod's built-in email validation. This part is excellent. It's declarative, framework agnostic, easy to test, and exactly how schemas should be defined. But if we scroll down a bit, here's the problem. In the previous version, I added this custom validateSignup function. This function runs safe parse, checks whether validation succeeded, reduces Zod issues into a custom error map, and reshapes everything into something Angular understands. It works, but this file is now doing far more than defining validation rules. And that's our first real issue. Now let's switch over to the component TypeScript. Here, we first define our signal-based form model. This signal is the single source of truth for the form state. Signal forms observe this signal and react to changes automatically. Next, we create the form itself using the form function. And this is where things start to get real busy. We're using validateTree, which is essentially the escape hatch validation API. It gives us access to the full form value, individual field references, and total control over validation behavior. That flexibility is powerful, but it also means we're doing everything ourselves. After calling our custom validator, we first handle the success case. Then we loop over every Zod error, manually map field names to form fields, and construct Angular validation error objects by hand. This is the part the Reddit commenter rightfully called out. If this feels like busy work, that's because it is. And more importantly, it doesn't scale. Angular Signal Forms actually ships a helper designed specifically for schema validators like Zod. It's called validateStandardSchema. This function understands the standard schema contract, meaning Angular already knows how to run the schema, interpret its errors, map those errors to the correct fields, and clear them when values become valid. In other words, Angular already knows how to talk to Zod. We just need to let it. All right, let's switch back to the code. Inside the form callback, I'm going to remove everything related to validateTree, including the function itself. And now, in its place, I'll add the validateStandardSchema function. Then, we need to pass it our form scope as the first parameter. Then we need to pass it the schema to use for validation. In our case, we'll pass it the schema from our schema file. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Angular now runs the schema automatically, maps errors to the correct fields, and clears them as soon as values become valid. No more manual wiring, error translation, or field lookup logic. And since we deleted all that code, we can clean up a lot of imports as well. But we're not done yet. There's even more we can remove. Let's switch back over to the schema file. Here we can now delete the entire validate signup function. None of this is needed anymore, so we can get rid of it. We can also remove the Zod error map type. Nothing references it anymore. What we're left with is exactly what this file should contain, a schema that defines validation rules and nothing else. This file now does one job, define validation rules. Perfect. Okay, let's save everything and jump back to the browser. First, let's hit the button to submit the form. Nice, the validation errors appear automatically. Now, let's enter some valid data. Perfect. The errors disappear. Now let's try to submit the form again. Nice, now it submits. So now we have the same behavior, but with way less code. So this is one of those Angular APIs that's easy to miss, but once you see it, you never want to go back. If you're using Zod with signal forms, don't manually wire validation like I did. Use validateStandardSchema instead. Less code, fewer bugs, easier to maintain. Huge thanks to PKG Main for the catch. And yes, next time I'll try to do a better job reading the docs before publishing. If this was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. And hey, if you want to represent Angular in the real world, check out the Shieldworks gear linked below. It's built for developers who treat their work like a real craft. All right, that's all for today. See you in the next one.